There we go, guys. Bitcoin is below 200 moving average. And now what is the worst case scenario for Bitcoin, right? Because 200 moving average was always respected. If you look in the previous or the past history of Bitcoin, you can see the price 200 moving average was always respected and it acted as a really strong support for Bitcoin. But now the weekly candle is closed, or the weekly candle has closed below the 200 moving average, and now you can see the price is actually free falling. So right now Bitcoin is around $4,789, gaining some momentum. As you can see, you're getting the week here, right? We were below we were around 4,400 today morning, but now it's actually trying to gain some momentum and push the price in an upper direction. But how strong is this momentum, and who is actually pushing the price in an upper direction, or who is actually selling at this current stage? Not only that, guys, we actually also found out one simple chart pattern, right, known as the dead cat bounce, which was actually overlooked by most of the technical analysts. Now, why? Because if I'm going to show you the dead cat bounce and compare that with the Bitcoin price action right now, you will see the similarity. It's 1-to-1. And let me start with the dead cat first. And then what we are also going to do in this video is we are going to look into the price action, right? How or where you should be probably thinking about accumulating more Bitcoin, the areas to buy, right? Maybe the 50% discount, 70% discount, and where you should buy Bitcoin. And not only that, guys, we are also going to look at the chart pattern known as double bottom pattern, which is going to form in a bigger picture for Bitcoin. And if this is the scenario, then we still have a very nice room for growth. And being realistic, right, guys, what is actually the most important for Bitcoin right now is making or finding a proper support area. So now looking into the Bitcoin price, what we can say is Bitcoin is actually free falling, right? After piercing the 200 moving average, the candle also closed below the 200 moving average. We don't know where the price is probably going to go. But the trend line which I drew from back 2017 is the only support we have left for Bitcoin right now. So this support area is around $4,300, $4,400, and that's exactly where we actually got some type of support, or is the trend line support here is going to be the enough to push the price in an upper direction. Let's find that out, and also find it out if actually the retail investor or the professional traders or the bigger institutional traders are actually selling or buying the Bitcoin at this moment. So guys, let's start with the number one, the dead cat bounce. Let me show you the picture. All right, this here is a chart of dead cat bounce. You can see, right, there are 4 criteria for dead cat bounce. First one is the price react to news and swiftly move along the trend. What it indicates, or what it's saying, is that we will find consolidation before the price drop, right? And second criteria is dead cat bounce, where the price actually retrace about 50%, which is a third criteria. And fourth criteria is if the price does not break the 50% retracement area, what it usually does, it then further moves in the direction of the original trend. And if you look at the dead cat bounce chart and compare with the Bitcoin, then you will be amazed, because let's take an example, right? Let's take the Fibonacci retracement from swing high till swing low. We can see the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level was exactly where the price actually touched it, right? This line actually acted as a resistance. As you can see, a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. You can see a price coming below, right? Finding support around this particular area, and then retracing around the 50%, right? That was exactly the 0.5 level, and then falling downwards. And this was exactly what the dead cat bounce was also indicating. But we, or most of the traders, could not figure it out on the time. But for those who actually did, they made a really nice profit, because this was a clearly sign of indication that the price was going in a downward direction. And now looking at the price, we can see it here, right? The downward trend, and then how the price is consolidating but still going in a downward direction. This is exactly what I feel Bitcoin is doing it right now. So right now we are falling down, right? Just like the chart actually said. And now what we are going to need is, we need a consolidation area, for strong consolidation area or support area for Bitcoin, so that we could stay around this particular area and not break any further in downward direction, right? So this is very important. And now I feel like that the consolidation area might be around the 4,000 to 3,800 area, or in the worst case scenario 3,300 area, right? But if you are also looking in a bigger picture, what we might also be seeing is a door bottom. And what I mean by door bottom is, you can see it, right? The price, the W pattern, I would say. You can see here, right? Small difference, level difference. You can see it here, right? So this is how maybe we can see Bitcoin might possibly be in a bigger picture, like in a weekly candle. These are all the weekly candles. So maybe this two bottom, right? The one bottom up here and the second one here is probably the indication of that we might also see a double bottom pattern. So this are some scenario what I'm seeing for Bitcoin at the current stage. So no need to panic, even if the price is going around like this 4,000 area. I think it's the best time to accumulate more Bitcoin, right? So if we compare the similarities from Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was also free falling from this particular area, where let's calculate the range, right? This here, the price drop around was like almost 40-50% price drop. And if you compare this one for Bitcoin, let's say around this particular area was like 50 to 60, right? So 60%, and here we have a 50%, like some similarities. But still, you can see what I'm actually trying to show you is that Bitcoin may be consolidating around this particular area, just like what we did back in 2018 and 19. So what I'm expecting is Bitcoin to consolidate around this particular support trend line, right? Support trend line, and then go in an upper direction. So this was a pretty nice area to accumulate Bitcoin. And now what I'm also expecting in this particular area is also a very nice area to accumulate Bitcoin. And guys, I said to you, right? If you are looking at a bigger picture, the double top pattern, what I also indicate, this one, right? You can see it here, right? So this is what I'm expecting. You can also look it as a single line. It doesn't matter. If you can draw a trend line from this area, right? From the spike, this area is also going to be a target area for most of the individual when the price started actually going in an upper direction. So if Bitcoin breaks this trend line area, then it might possibly go in a really nice and strong like upward direction. But right now we are struggling around this particular area, which is around 4,800 to 4,500 area. Maybe we can see worse, and which is around 3,000 area. But as I said, right, the dead cat bounce also indicating that we might still consolidate and go in a downward direction, and then only start a new trend. And this is where we can also find the W pattern, as I said, right? This kind of pattern in a bigger picture is also sometimes a really good help to understand, to get a picture where the price of Bitcoin is coming from and where it might possibly go. So guys, and not only this, guys, this is currently what is happening with Bitcoin, right? As I said, price is going in a downward direction, but who are behind this, right? What I actually wanted to show you was, I read an article, right, where it stated that are whales dumping Bitcoin in large amount, driving the price of Bitcoin down. I read this article and I saw it, right? Bitcoin's 90-day correlation with the S&P 500 jumps from 0.12 over 0.5. I saw a really nice chart from Trading Short comparing Bitcoin with the S&P 500. Bitcoin actually became fully correlated with S&P 500, as you can see it here, guys, right? When the 200 moving average around 2015 acted as a support, S&P 500 also had a really nice support around that particular area. As soon as it touched the 200-week moving average, just like Bitcoin did, it also again acted as a support, and then the price started going in an upper direction. And you can see as soon as it reached its peak, I would say, right, and started falling like freely, this is exactly where Bitcoin also started falling freely. And you can see here, guys, the only support right now, the 300 moving average, right? This 300 weekly moving average, for also for S&P 500, the 300 moving average in a weekly chart, right, is also the final support area. So now what we can see is that Bitcoin is more likely correlated with the S&P 500 as well. And guys, if this is true, right, if the whales are actually dumping Bitcoin in large amount, So why I'm actually adding this Bitcoin COT is because Bitcoin COT, the COT, commitment of traders, is for futures only, right? So it helps the public to understand markets dynamic. So the COT reports are based on position data supplied by reporting firm, example like brokers or like exchanges. So altogether, to understand it, it gives us information about the actual position of the market participants. So if we click on the line, you can see it here, right? This is the red line is the institutional trader. The blue one is the professional trader, and the green one are like us, the retail traders. So as you can see it, right, when the price of Bitcoin started moving in an upward direction, as you can see it here, right, this one, who were behind the sell-off, you can see it, the red are the institutional traders, right? You can see it. As soon as the Bitcoin price started going in an upward direction, the professional trader actually started accumulating Bitcoin, right? And the retail trader was more likely like a constant, right? They were holding, I guess. But the bigger institutional traders started selling off, right? You can see it, right? When the price is going off, they started selling. And now you can also see it, right? The big sell-off also happened when the institutional trader were selling. And not only that, guys, even Jimmy Song tweeted that today proves that institutions buying Bitcoin has a flip side. So people were really worried because they couldn't like figure it out if there was actually the institutional people buying or selling Bitcoin. So with the help of the COT, right, the commitment of traders, you can see that the price, when the price was going in upper direction and when the price was free falling, there was institutional people actually selling their positions, right, selling the positions. So they were the one reason why the price was also dropping really hard. But now looking at the current price, what you can see is that the professional trader is selling right now, right? You can see the price, and the retail investors or retail traders like you, me, every one of us are actually one who's holding very tightly. And also now you can see that these big institutional traders are trying to accumulate Bitcoin. So guys, this is all what I actually wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Until next time, my name is Anup. Bye bye.